Word. Yeah. So, this is episode number 3 of season 2 for Don Talk Podcast. I'm AK the Don, and I'm here with Shellz. Is it just Shellz?
Yes.
Okay. Word. So yeah, you can like introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hey, it's Shellz with a Z. I'm on Instagram at DJ Shellz. The reason why DJ Shellz is before my name is because that was my introduction to the music industry out here in Massachusetts. I used to DJ Haitian parties, Jamaican parties, high school parties, weddings. And that was my come up until I went to college, where I focused on my bachelor's degree. And I received my bachelor's a few years ago, and I went to school in New York. And I moved back here a few years ago, and that's when I decided to start my music career as a full-time songwriter, performer, artist.
Word. Would you get your bachelor's in
marketing?
Okay.
Business administration.
Nice. With
a focus in marketing.
Yeah. That's actually kind of dope because you put the degree to use, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like that's super dope. Because I did exercise science, and that's like 2 kind of different fields, like what I do now.
Yeah.
But I do like the podcasting and stuff. So I feel like if I were to go back, I would probably do something with either what's the word?
Communication.
Exactly. Yeah. Just to kind of like get a bit of better feel for everything. But yeah, like that's super dope. Like I'm glad, well, I'm glad we get to sit down and kind of like and do this, because this is super dope. But I don't know if we met at Red Shade's workshop.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
I don't know if we met, but we were both there.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if we got a chance. Did we get a chance to talk?
I can't remember. I don't believe so.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And then after I had to go to something else. It was my cousin's birthday, so I didn't really stay for too long to network. I just, gave my thanks. And,
right.
Red Shades is like one of the pioneers of, the female artists out here in Massachusetts. So it was really dope to support her and get that knowledge and information that, I needed from that. But I don't remember seeing. I'd remember. So
yeah. I was all the way in the front.
Yeah, I was all the way in the back. I was right next to Sam, next to the
oh, okay. Yeah. I was
it was packed.
It was.
Shout out to Red Shades.
Big shout out to Red Shades.
And DAP, Dorchester Art Project.
Yeah, man. Because when me and my boy first got there, we were walking down the street. We were like, yo, where is this place? Like, it was in the cut, so like you gotta pay attention. But yeah, no, that's like a super dope space. But yeah, like there was so much stuff that I didn't know about the whole music industry, like about like the housing and like the grants and stuff, and then there's something else about, I think it was like licensing your music, so that like
licensing.
All that was just me and my boy just like, yo, like what like taking notes, like, yo, this is so dope, like just learning about everything. So yeah, that was a dope experience to kind of be there.
It was. I having a marketing degree and learning a lot of information, sometimes you feel like you know a lot of things, but you're always gonna be surprised that you're gonna learn something that you thought you already knew. So for me, I knew I wanted to be there because seeing Red Shades and seeing what she does, I want to learn more. I want to know how I want to know. So, going is not only a way to support her, but a way to continue to sustain my journey and find the information that's out there that I don't know about to help me. And I took notes too. Yeah. I still look over them, and I now have a day like designated to applying to grants and searching for opportunities with the layout that she gave us that day.
Okay, word. So how long would you say you've been like in music, or in if it is marketing that you do as well, like how long?
I think honestly, I've always loved music. I grew up in church, and that was my roots. But I would say that my professional route, I always time back to the first time I ever released a song on major platforms, and that goes back to February 2018.
Okay.
So about 2 years now. In a few days, it'll be 2 years I've been doing music seriously and professionally.
Word. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely like a dope thing. Just kind of like reflecting, because I definitely like to take those little wins like a year ago. Just kind of like whatever it is, like those little wins, like those definitely help. But yeah, that's good. So how much content have you put out since then?
Yeah. So I released my first single titled Father's Tears in February 2018. That was a homage, a song that I made for my cousin who passed away, who was the number one motivation for me to start taking my music seriously. So the song was about, his father's tears and, having to witness that, and the devastation of the family, like when you lose someone. After that, I was dead set on this mixtape, my first mixtape called No Category, because I'm very multifaceted and I have a lot of influences. My background is Haitian. I'm Haitian American. So there's a lot of different music that I've been exposed to. So I knew that if I was going to embark this music journey, that I wasn't just going to take the hip hop route. My goal is to become international. My goal is to release music in other languages. So my first mixtape titled No Category was just my debut as, hey, like, yes, I love to rap. All the songs are hip hop on No Category. A little bit of soul. I would say my main genre is hip hop soul. So I released the mixtape titled No Category in May 2018. Okay. After that, I worked on an EP titled Illy, ILY, which was the acronym for I Love You, which is also a suffix, like happily, and there were 3 very R&B hip hop soul songs that were titled I Love and You. And then after that, into 2019, I signed my first management contract with VS, Vicious Society, LLC. And I dropped my first hit single, Slide. This was last year, February. It's coming up on a year since I dropped that single. And then after that, I worked on the Thirst Trappin' mixtape, which was, just talking about how everyone is thirst trapping, whether it's your top corporate company or, the Instagram models on Instagram. The point is to attract the eye and keep the attention, and whatever it is you're selling, whatever information, music, art, products, it's all a thirst trap. Amazon is thirst trapping. Walmart is thirst trapping. You get what I'm saying? So it was just taking that idea and that term, turning it into a hashtag, and if you search hashtag thirst trapping, you'll find people looking for people who are thirsty to like their photos. So I just wanted to compare that, because especially like when it comes to women, a lot of people love to judge women who, might post things that are almost nude and like, oh, she's a thirst trap and stuff like that. But it's just like, exactly what she's doing. These top brands are doing the same thing to you too. Right. So that was that. My latest release. I've also was on. After Thirst Trappin', I released Cry with King Crooked from LA. Okay. He's a legend. And then this year, I was on the Big Zo remix with Dutch Rebel, Eddie Fish, Reem Scully, and 100 Round Caro. So that's my discography up until right now, and I will be dropping my EP Soulz, which is coming soon, like in 2 weeks. Word. So
I've been seeing the promotion for that.
Yeah. And that I would say is very similar to Illy, I Love You. They're 3 love songs, hip hop soul genre, and I can't wait to share them with everyone. I have been sharing them, giving snippets, but I'm working on a short film. It's what I'm calling it. It's basically the music videos for all 3 songs in one short film.
That's super dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I have to find creative ways to be different as an artist. And that's something I haven't seen. Like, if you think back to Kanye West and his Runaway and how that was like a movie, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Obviously not the same, but just doing it that way. And then I will have an event where I'm going to show it exclusively and sell tickets, and just finding entrepreneurial ways to be successful as an artist.
Word. No, that's super dope.
Thanks.
Just having all that content is like consistency is very crucial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's good that you kind of like, and you take your time with your projects.
Yes. Some of the songs, you know, are actually like, you know, over a year old, you know. As far as when I wrote them,
right.
I take my time with developing it and finding it out, like through the temperature of my social media and my emails and feedback from my supporters and my family and my friends. I kind of test the waters and find out when it's time for me to do a new release. I also have my management that helps me with that, in order for me to know, like, you know, when it's a good time to release. I have a Rusty Pendleton, who's a radio DJ and host out here in Massachusetts. I went and I interviewed with him once, and he said every artist should at least let their project or single or whatever breathe for 3 months before they go back in to distract people with something else.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, you know, going the Gucci Mane route where you're releasing something every month. So for me, like, I let things breathe, and then I also every now and then bring back the old projects, so people who haven't heard them and haven't been exposed to them, like new supporters and new friends who weren't around,
right,
when I like released those first songs, I share them again so people can get hip.
Yeah, that's a way to do it too, you know, because like your supporters can really grow like every day. So it's just like whether it's one person or like 100 people, like it's still like it's always that extra person. So yeah, I definitely agree with like going back and like bringing back your old content so that other people can kind of like experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what would you say got you into music? Really? I think you kind of mentioned.
Yeah, I did mention, like, you know, to get a little bit more specific, my cousin passed away, who was like my best friend, and I was going through like a depression. I was living in New York. I wanted to come home. I didn't want to live in New York anymore. Because, you know, I was like kind of like not really blaming myself, but, you know, there's a lot of time that I spent there that was apart from my family. So I didn't want to lose anybody else without really getting to experience life with them. So I was in the process of moving back to Massachusetts. And at that time, I was on the fence about being an artist. But I knew I was definitely a songwriter. So I worked with this artist, and I helped her write a verse to one of her songs. And, you know, at the end of the writing session, she invited me to a Wyclef Q&A in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, at the Apple Store. I ended up going with her, and when they were doing the Q&A portion, she got the microphone, and then she passed it to me, and I asked Wyclef a question, and I said, hey, you know, as a female who loves music, as an artist, what advice do you have for me to develop without having to compromise who I am? And I think he was really like impacted by that question. He answered it. The moderator, the lady that was helping with the Q&A and interviewing him and helping him answer, she was like, oh, you know, Madeline Nelson of Heads Music, she's like a CEO of a label out in New York. you should talk to her and just get the information, because she's a woman, it's a woman-led business. So of course they have the answers as far as a woman, how to maneuver through this industry that could be a lot of smoking mirrors and still be successful. So when he started his performance part of his Q&A, before he even started performing, I have this on camera because I was about to record him. He goes, before I start my performance, I'm going to give you the first 30 seconds of my set. And when he said that to me, I wasn't developed as an artist yet. I wasn't even ready. I had a verse that I wrote for Black History Month at my college that I performed for like the first time, like I think the year before or something. And then I went up there, and my friend who I was doing the songwriting service for, she came up with me, and I got to rap in front of all of Wyclef's fans, and she did as well. So it just dawned upon me that, like, hey, like, I have the ability to impact somebody like Wyclef Jean in a room full of people with his manager and his label there. If I was ready with music and my EPK and all these things that you need as an artist, that could have been a big opportunity for me.
Exactly.
But I wasn't ready, and that's just the truth. And I will tell the story until I get that success that I'm grinding and striving towards. That day when Wyclef invited me on his set, I was not prepared. I did do my little freestyle, and I was nervous as hell. But if I got that same opportunity today, I would have killed it. So that to me was a wake-up call. Like, Shellz, you got this. Like, Shellz, you have the ability to speak and be heard. You have the ability to share your music and be listened to. Don't let this opportunity arise again and not be prepared. And ever since then, I was like, I gotta have my music on iTunes and Spotify and everything, and available for whenever anybody asks me any questions. I have, here, click on this link, here, scan my sweater, here, having the marketing materials that I know I have the knowledge, and being prepared for any opportunity.
Word. No, that's that might be like one of the most motivational stories, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy that you asked the question and then it in turn it turned into him letting you perform,
on his set.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's mind blowing.
I was like, what?
Yeah, in that moment it had to be like low key panic mode. But yeah, that's that's amazing. I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah,
for real.
It was the turn that made me, hey, you take this on as a professional. So in any situation, you are ready. Because in that moment, I was ready as a songwriter. I literally just came from a writing session with another artist, but I had nothing to prove myself as a lyricist. So yeah, that was the turning point.
Amazing. Yeah. So when you're coming up with music, what kind of, do you have like any setbacks, like anything that can kind of like restrict you from either finishing a song or like coming up with something? Like, I don't know if it might just be as simple as like writer's block or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that happens to every artist, but honestly, that's just self. If you are in a position where, you're not creating or you feel blocked, there's some things that you need to look within to change or prepare or massage or whatever it is. Like, a lot of these things are mental. So self-care is super important. Right. If you're not meditating, if you're not doing the things that get you to your creative space, then of course you're going to have blocks. Of course you're going to, get into these situations where it's like, oh, I can't do it. But all of that is within. It's all self. So for me, when I have those moments, sometimes I just accept it. Like, okay, today's not the day. However, you know what, let me make sure when I start my day tomorrow, I do some yoga or I do some exercising or, whatever it is to deal with that mental. Because usually when you're having mental blocks or mental challenges, it's something that you need that you're not giving to yourself. So, you know, there's even if you're not eating right, you know, like there's so, and because it's in your mind, you don't know, so you have to practice the things that are, you know, Google. I have writer's block. How can I get rid of it? You know, there's so many answers and strategies that you need to seek in order to overcome. Like, for an example, I think I have that right now. You know, like, I haven't written a song in a while. It's not because I can't. It's only because I haven't set myself up to be in that position where I'm creating, because my mind's on this. So you got this release here, you got that there, you're going to California, you know, I haven't set aside time for me to write or have even had the desire, because I haven't put myself in that setting where I know that I'm most creative. So that's my answer to that. Like, at the end of the day, those blocking and that stuff, it comes from within, or what you're allowing to distract you.
And then, is there anything that kind of like inspires you, like being with certain people or like kind of seeing stuff? Is there anything that kind of clicks?
My team at the Self-Made Designs in Quincy, support local artist movement. Like, watching other artists create is super inspiring. You know, I'm not the best painter. I love to paint, but, you know, it's not the craft that is my focus. That's music. But, you know, sometimes being creative, like, you don't have to be the best painter in the world to pick up a paintbrush. Expressive arts, to me, is something that allows you to let out certain emotions that might be blocking you or stuff like that. So going to the studio and picking up another craft or working on something else inspires me in my music. You know, watching certain movies, watching YouTube videos, those are like the different things that can inspire me. You know, really, we have the whole world in our hands. We can literally type in whatever it is and answers pop up immediately. So you know, I know that even sometimes when things can be foggy and I feel like I'm a little distracted, I know for a fact that I can search what is going on with me within in order to find some answers. Even if those answers don't work, just the fact that you're looking to solve the problems is going to help you solve the problem. So yeah, I look for inspiration in so many different things. There's literally inspirational videos. Like, you know, so I had to type in, hey, I need some inspiration, and inspiration pops up. So there's many different things that I look to for inspiration, but I do like to find random things and just see how it affects me.
Word. Do you have a favorite part of the process, like with the music, like either writing or recording?
My favorite part is recording, I guess, like after. Like, you know, I usually book my sessions in 4-hour blocks. When that 4-hour block is over and your engineer sends you whatever you created and you're driving home, like, listening back to that, to me, is the dream becoming real. Like, I had a dream. I want to make a song. I wrote the song. I picked the beat. I put it together. It's like the cook. It's when the meal is cooked and on a plate. Like, wow, like, we put in work and now it's a real thing. Even before releasing it to the public, just that process and having a finished product is my favorite part. Like, listen to this new song I made. It's amazing. Like, and then my manager be like, why do you keep sending me such fire things every time, like, he hears it? And that, to me, is my favorite part, because it's a check of completion. Yeah.
Word. Nah, I like that answer. That's a good one.
You.
Yeah, that whole, like, after you're done.
Yeah.
No, I've definitely done that. Like, after, like, I'll do a session and stuff, and I'm like just kind of going back and, like, granted, these will be like an hour long or something. So like it can kind of be. I would say recording is probably like my favorite part that I like, just because it's like we're having that conversation and stuff. Yeah, like the listening is like, it's just long, you know. But like I still, like, I tough it out and do it because, like, I have to. But yeah, like, that's like this part right here, like this is the fun part and stuff. Let me see what else. So, and I think you kind of mentioned like why you do music. And then I think you also briefly touched on your end goal. I can't remember.
Well, why I do music? Well, I feel free. You know, I feel free, and I feel like I'm really challenging myself, you know, like getting on stage and performing songs that I created and interacting with the crowd. Like, to me, that's so much satisfaction comes with that. It's just like it's like a dream come true. Like, even today, like I posted a photo that was like a neon sign of dream, and it's like dreams are similar to imaginations. You know, you can imagine whatever you want, but seeing it come to life into fruition is two different things. I have an end goal as far as this being my means to an end, and this really being what supports myself, what sets my family financially free, you know, and being super successful with the music where I'm making 6 figures a year. And I have to work towards that. That this is one of the main industries where you can't apply and get a job and then get that salary. Yeah. You have to work for it, and that is my end goal. I'm 2 years in, and I'm trying to figure it all out. But there's so much more that I have to do. There's so many legends and greats that have done it before me who are laying out how to do it. So I have to keep working at that. And even when I reach those goals, new ones are set. So, you know, my end goal is to never stop working, to create hits, timeless classic songs, you know, to impact my people, to impact the world, to be an international artist where I'm traveling to Africa, to Haiti, to Brazil, to Australia, just because of my music. So, like, the end goal is really to live a long life of living out my dream. I already had the dream. I dreamt it. There's no need to be dreaming anymore. I know what I want. Of course, there's new dreams that are going to come and new goals. But I have to live and execute in order for them to be reality. And I have a show that I put on every year called Liquid Dreams, and that's pretty much what it's about. I try to find artists who have never got on stage before, artists who want to be artists but haven't done the groundwork or haven't been able to share their music yet. I try to find them, and I try to give them a platform that's going to force them to execute. Because when you get on stage and you're an artist, your goal is to have the people who heard you perform go search for that song now. If you don't even have that song on a platform, then you're not executing your dream. Your dream needs, there's steps and there's checklists that you have to check off in order to make your imagination, your vision, your dream something real. And for me, I had to do that. I had a dream of being this artist that I am now, but before I thought I could, you know what, let me help other artists write songs. And that was like a step closer, but it wasn't me doing the work and executing what I had to do in order to be who I am now and who I want to be in the future. So the end goal is to reach that, to make this real, and to continue setting goals and time, I guess, time stones and you know, just different things that I could check off and be like, yeah, I dreamt this, I imagined this, and now it's real. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, it does. The part about like, it's time to stop dreaming. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, you can continue to dream, you know, for years and years, and nothing happens. You know, like you'll still be at your job dreaming, like dreaming of it happening. You know, but like if you don't put in the work and execute, then it's
gonna stay a dream.
Yeah, you know, and that's very important. And that you said lucid dreams,
liquid dreams.
Wow, sorry.
it's lucid dreams. Yeah. R.I.P.
Rest in peace, man. Yeah, that I think that's it. That I think that's what I heard. Like I know you said liquid, but like it was just like that instant connection.
It's
but yeah,
pretty close. Yeah.
But so liquid dreams. Excuse me. So when do you normally have that?
In November.
Okay.
Yes. I've done it for 2 years now. The first one was titled Liquid Dreams. Last year, it's still so Liquid Dreams is a crowdfunding campaign that I do on Indiegogo. I look to the world to contribute whatever they can. And if you contribute $10 or more, then you have a ticket to attend the event. So it really is something that I want to grow into similar to something like a grant where I could pay artists and I could pay, participants. But, for the first 2 years, we've pretty much made enough to cover our costs and, put back into, the art and stuff like that. But what I want to do is literally find an artist and encourage them like, yo, this is about to be your first show. It's your first time on stage. I think the first year we had maybe 2 to 3 artists who was their first time performing. Some of them are frequently still performing now. Some of them may have had some hiccups in their dream. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything. It's just life, Yeah. It just happens like that. Last year we had one artist that was their first time on stage, but it's usually at least 10 artists that are performing, and they are all grinding towards the same goal. I unite them, they talk to each other, they collaborate with each other, they find ways to help and build each other up, and it's such a great hub and community of artists that get to, live out their dream through the event. So it's also in memory of my cousin who passed away, who was a photographer and my number one supporter and encourager to do this. And since he can't be here to see me actually doing it now, I put together Droll's World at Liquid Dreams, where we have family portraits, or family could look like anything. You and your friends, we take pictures. Kiana Hall, she does the photos at K Fresh Photography. She was very close with him as well. So it's just a really dope event that celebrates art and music, and my mission is to spread love through art and music as an artist, because everything equals love. Music is love. You get what I'm saying? Even no matter what type of genre, the artist is making it because they love music. Right. So for me, spreading love through art and music is really just essentially making the world better, because people can come together because of it. So Liquid Dreams, this year 2020, we are going to be working on it. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be or what it's going to be this year, but I don't think I should stop. Right. So
that sounds like that's definitely a great thing, because I have like one of my boys, he makes music, but he doesn't perform like that, and like I encourage him. I'm like you gotta go out and find these opportunities. So this is like a great one. I'll definitely I'll tell him about it, and I'll send him your Instagram and stuff, and tell him to reach out to you or stuff, because that's a great experience. And I definitely think as an artist, especially if it's your first time or you don't have much experience of being on stage, you should. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, for sure. Like that stage presence can do a lot, so it'll definitely because like you said, when you the goal of you being on stage is to have someone after you're done go look up that song. Yes. and so that's very important. Do you have any or what are your thoughts on the Boston scene, the art scene?
I think Boston is booming right now. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be part of it. I definitely heard that Boston doesn't support artists and blah, 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 this and that and this and that and this and that. But for every person or any person who can say that, what are you doing to support Boston? What are you doing to support artists? What are you doing to make us make a mark in the industry? Because, you know, we used to be the number 10 market. Now we're number 7.
Ooh.
So we're growing. Like, people are starting to notice. You have to see how hard it is for Cousins, Joyner Lucas, Bia, all these artists are coming out of Massachusetts who are making a name for themselves. And even if they're, you know, they made a name out here, but even in the industry, they're still working hard to this day, trying to find certain opportunities that gets them further. We don't have a Jay-Z of Boston. We don't have a Rockefeller Records that's sitting here in the middle of downtown signing artists, which means we still have a lot of work to do. It takes a lot of unity. It takes us to stop saying that Boston doesn't support artists, and for the people who are saying that, or the people who are actually artists who are from here, to continue to unite, to help each other, to make a break in this music industry. So when the Grammys happens, there's a whole row for Boston. When there's an MTV award, maybe they're going to host it over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not giving the music industry necessarily a reason or big buzz to be like, oh, we got to come out here. Like, for example, look at Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke is from New York, Brooklyn. And you think that there isn't like mad artists out in Brooklyn trying to grind right now? Of course there are. There are artists trying to grind right now in Brooklyn that we don't know about. But the reason why Pop Smoke popped off, not only because his music is dope and it's a lit, you know, it's a turn up, but he has a huge support system. Yeah. Huge. Canarsie, Brooklyn, like, you know, the Flossie versus Flossie season, they have like these basketball tournaments every summer. Everybody who goes to those basketball games goes to Pop Smoke's shows. Wow. They support Pop Smoke. Like, Pop Smoke performs at the basketball games. You get what I'm saying? And all those people have an Instagram. All those people have somebody that they know. All those people gave him the buzz that he needed to make the people who are up top, A$AP Rocky, you know, these people pay attention from Harlem, pay attention to Nicki Minaj, paying attention to Pop Smoke. They made that Welcome to the Party song a banger because of their culture. They know that they have that strength, especially in numbers and in unique style. We don't have that in Boston, but we have enough people to have that in Boston. So it's like, it's different. And I know we can't be like Brooklyn. I'm not going to say that, but this is the home of the Boston Renaissance. How is that in history books? You get what I'm saying? In magazines. You know, because back then, that art community and culture was united. Right now, I'm doing what I can to infiltrate this area of Massachusetts, because I'm from the South Shore. I'm from Boogie Down Brockton, where nobody really cares about us, honestly. You know, that's home of Rocky Marciano. And it's like, we don't have, like, you know, Bam's Fest is here. Like, we're starting to see the growth. Don't get me wrong. But it really is up to us to have that. It's really up to us to get together and like make those type of movements that make national, international noise. You know, like even in Boston, it's hard to even buzz out here. Like, you'll start with the buzz, but it's like people will watch you, they won't share you. People will watch you, they won't come to your shows. People will watch you, they won't download your song. But they like it. It's not that they don't like it. They're just waiting for somebody else to tell them to do it. And I just don't get it. But to me, my goal is so big that I'm not going to say I don't care. I'm just not going to let it hinder me. I'm unbothered by it because I do my due diligence to do Liquid Dreams. You know, I can't put on a Bam's Fest yet, but I could do Liquid Dreams and try to unite the artists that I have reached to. But, you know, like, I don't want to throw shade, but like the bigger artists that are from Boston are too busy trying to get on themselves. It's really hard to put their whole city on. I can't blame them. I really can't. Like, but at the end of the day, it's going to happen eventually, whether it's our generation now or the generation after us, because there's way too much talent out here for it to be continued to be underground. And I always was comfortable being underground because I just know like that's where the best of the best is.
That's a fact.
Yeah. But our city, something is happening. Like even the artists, like the visual artists out here are immaculate. You get what I'm saying? Like the murals that are coming up, the way the film industry's coming up out here, the fashion. I'm doing my best to get to know everybody and network so that I can have some sort of unity when it comes to Shellz. Like, okay, when you see Shellz or you hear Shellz, at least you know that she got friends here, and here, and sooner than later I'm gonna get them all in one room. But that's not enough. It has to be continuous. It has to be active. We need a Jay-Z at Boston.
Yeah, I love that answer. I really do, because that question of what are you doing is important, because you can complain and complain. All right, so that's all you're gonna do, just keep complaining. like you don't get anything out of that
at all.
You can either complain about your situation or make a change.
Exactly.
Right? And I definitely, that's also why I like what Shellz did with the workshop, because people are like, oh well, I don't know there's no way for me to figure out how to. All right, Shellz, here, like I'm gonna do this.
All the information.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's just super dope. Like instead of like just stop complaining and step up and make a change. That's definitely very important. And
I mean, like even like NPR. Come on, NPR's right here.
Yeah.
Have you seen any Boston artists on NPR?
Right.
Like it's not just the artists, it's the huge corporations out here who have reach in the music industry that aren't looking in the streets of Boston. I don't know why. Is it because they don't know? Is it because they don't care? Like I don't know. I'm on the other side.
Right.
But it's just it's at the end of the day, because we're not known for that, they're not looking for that. But we have to give them no choice. Pop Smoke in Brooklyn gave everybody no choice but to listen to Welcome to the Party. Even if you didn't like the song, you heard it at a party because it was buzzing so much. Not just him, but his people were playing it so much that everybody had to take a break to listen.
Yeah.
So I think we have enough artists out here who make, I think, hits on that caliber, like Donald Grunge, Splash Got 'Em. When they came out with that Henny Spitter song, like over the summer of like last year, that should have been buzzing. That should have been on Hot 97 in New York. Like, this new Boston artist, like that was a hit. Yeah. But we didn't play it and make it a hit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And in Brooklyn, New York, when a song is a hit, you're hearing it on every block, every corner, every restaurant, every club, to the point where it's like, damn, like Hot 97 gonna play this? Yeah, then they play it, then the world gotta listen. You get what I'm saying? New York is right there from us, 4 hours away. Like, there's no reason why we don't have those ties. Like, I don't know. It's not just a support thing. It just has to be like a push. Like, we have to buzz. We have to buzz. We have to make the ground shake. Yeah. And like at the end of the day, like even myself, I feel like I don't know if I could do that or take that responsibility. Right. But I know for a fact that it's going to happen eventually. There's just way too much talent out here.
That's a fact. So I have one more question. So what advice would you give to another like up and coming creative?
Do it. Nike, just do it. Like, I don't care what excuse you can come up with. If it's money, that's not an excuse to me. I don't have no money. I'm doing it. If it's time, that's not an excuse. Yeah. I don't have time. I'm doing it. If it's talent, that's not an excuse. Right. That could be developed. Anything that can come out of your mouth as an excuse could be worked on. And if you're not working on it, you're just complaining. Exactly. Similar to the Boston don't support artists. That's a complaint. That's not an action.
Right.
Be active. Get active. Be actionate about what you want to do. Execute it. Be the executioner. If you're not the executioner of your craft, it's just going to be a craft. If you're not the executioner of your dream, it's going to remain as a dream. I wrote today, I used to be a dreamer, now I'm a doer. Do it. Whatever it is. It could be the most craziest idea. I had an idea to make my music videos a short film. Nobody has done that, especially out here.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to go to a theater to watch your music videos as a short film? I don't know yet. I'm working on it. I'm doing it right now as I'm speaking about it. But I promise you, by summertime, you're going to hear that I did it. Whether or not you came to the screening, whether or not you see it yet, I refuse to upload my stuff to YouTube for free right now because I don't have the YouTube masses that I need to be able to monetize my craft.
Right.
So, what are some strategic ways that I could think about releasing my visuals in a way where people will watch it or pay to watch it? Let's make it an event. Let's make it something different. Let's stir up some curiosity. Let's, create a buzz. Let me try to apply to film festivals. Let me talk to the film schools. Like, these are the things I'm currently doing right now because Soulz is going to be a short film. It's not going to be just music videos. I'm a creative. I'm a very artistic person.
Right.
So I like to challenge myself with new ideas and new ideologies to see what I can accomplish. Don't be afraid of failure as an artist. Failures are nothing but happy mistakes.
Yeah.
Like Bob Ross will say, when you do accidents on your paintings, you don't know what you could create that's new. Because there's nothing really truly new under the sun, but there are new ways to do old things.
Right.
So as an artist, do it. That's it. 2 words. Do it. Because if you don't, it's just going to be an idea. It's just going to be a dream. It's just going to be something that you wish you did.
Yeah, that's literally how we ended like the last podcast. Like, it was like, yeah, like, just instead of talking about it, yeah, I wanna do it. Like, just go ahead,
do it.
Yeah, like, there's no shame in like and like doing something, and okay, something may not go your way, okay, but like it as you learn from that. You know what I mean? And then like you can work on that and try to do what you can to the best of your ability. Like, that's, just always be able to play the hand that you're dealt.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's really as simple as that. But yeah, no, that's super dope. I'm super glad we got to have this conversation.
Me too.
I do plan on having you back because like this is, like this, it was like very conversational, and like I do like your insight on a lot of stuff like regarding music is like is very like it's all there, you know what I mean? So I respect that. Your shirt, what is
Shellz and VS. This is my marketing campaign of last year. I'm actually working on thinking of new designs. I'm not necessarily have anything in the works yet. Thinking of some new designs for this year. You could QR code scan this with your phone or Snapchat or anything, and it will bring you directly to my single slide. Self-made designs. The Can of Corn designed it for me when I went to South by Southwest last year. Okay. And still the ink is still on the shirt today, and I gotta be a walking poster for me. Yeah. Even if I'm walking around, people might not know who Shellz is. Exactly. My government name is Shirley. And people, at work or wherever I go are gonna see my ID and be like, oh, her name is Shirley. But when you see Shellz and then you see this code in the middle, you're gonna get curious. Like, you just asked me. I could have been wearing a black t-shirt and you wouldn't have a question. Exactly. Like, I love your windbreaker. Oh yeah. This is shout out Street Runners. I think they're from DC. But yeah, dope. Black owned business. Like, that's also like what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, I most of it, pretty much all the stuff I buy, like it's really just like tracksuits and sweatsuits. But yeah, like I buy most of my stuff from like black owned businesses and stuff dope. Like that's Happy Black History Month. Yeah, exactly. Black History every day. Yo, that's a fact, man. But we have to celebrate and support. Big facts. Otherwise, we can't complain. Exactly. Are you going to Hella Black? It's sold out and I don't have a ticket. So I do support every single artist that's on there. And this month, because I'm leaving for California soon to work on music, I've been really saving. So I'm sorry. I support verbally through my Instagram, everything, but financially right now I'm saving almost every single dollar, because for the next 30 days after the 25th I'm going to be living in California on my own.
Right.
So I had to pretty much save, so I wasn't spending on any shows. I've been sober, not drinking any alcohol, not eating out, and not eating meat and stuff like that. Just not only to save on money, but to be super clear-headed, to be ready for what I'm about to embark when I get to California. My engineer fresh moved out there in August, and I love making music with him. I'm super biased. Like, I love all the other engineers, but when it comes to Fresh, I just want to work with him right now. So I'm writing songs and getting everything ready. So when I go out there, I'm just going to be working on music, banging things out, and networking and marketing my Soulz project also in California, not just here. But yeah, so for the shirt and for everything, I hope I inspired people. I hope some of the messages and stories are motivational. I want to hear from you. Like, if you're an artist and you need advice or you need help or you just need to hear more about what I do, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Shellz. You can pretty much find me, Shellz with a Z. My website is shellzwithaz.com. That's SHELLZWITHAZ.com. So holla at me. I'm so grateful to be on this podcast. I would love to come back. We can talk about anything, anything. I would love to learn more about you and your music too.
Of course.
Holla at me with anything you need.
Of course, yeah. Well, yeah, I was about to ask where can people find you, but yeah, all set. Yeah, yo, thank you guys for listening. More content on the way. Again, shout out Shellz. Thank you for being a guest on here. Respect. But yeah,
that's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Yeah, no, I really do. I love it. Like, just kind of learning about people is because I'm terrible at conversations and I hate my voice.
How?
I'm not like I when I tell you, like, if I go somewhere like I'm going to Hello Black tonight, I'll probably see people
today.
Yeah, right, I'll probably see people and I'll just be like, oh, that's like, if I go with someone, I'll be like, oh, like that's so and so, but like I just I'm the shy.
Get into that fuck it attitude, man.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why, with this, I was just like, all right, like, I do it. Like, I scheduled so many episodes for this month. I was just like, let me just do it. You know what I mean? And then that's the mindset I'm trying to have. It's like, what's the worst that could happen? Like,
it's a feeling.
Exactly.
I went to a model call throughout this weekend, not because I'm a model. I'm an artist. Yeah. I'm not a model. But as an artist, you have to wear many different hats.
Exactly.
You think if, Lil' Kim was walking in New York Fashion Week last a few months ago or whatever. You have to be ready for all eyes to be on you. You have to be ready to take your uncomfort and turn it into motivation. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Yeah. We're all just humans.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's
I can get it. People are introverted.
Yeah.
People are, have anxiety, but you only live once. Are you gonna die if somebody ignores you? Are you gonna die if somebody embarrasses you? Life is gonna go on, but you never know what you reaching out to them or saying, "Hey, I know you," can do for that person. I think this podcast can be very successful. I think you're great at asking questions is not really conversational. I get what you're saying, but don't be shy.
Yeah. It's definitely like a work in progress. And I guess, so when I initially, I just kind of wanted to learn about you because I we had been in contact, but I was I don't really know too much, But whenever we sit down again, then it'll definitely be like more conversational and stuff, like less of an interview kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I just want everything to be like natural, and I am working on, like, one of my friends, she's like she's very strict with me on that. Like she'll like if I like even think about slacking off, she'll be like, oh, what are you doing like with the podcast? And so I respect that. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. I'm like, yo, I've planned, I think I have like 7 episodes this month. This is the second one.
Wow.
Yeah, I have like one again on Saturday, and then like next week as well. But yeah, like it's just, I'm just trying to like set stuff up and just be consistent with it.
Interview more artists. I think that's also something that's missing out here in Boston. Like we don't have people who are like just super willing to just talk to artists, and you getting to know me allows your listeners to get to know me.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? It allows me to share information about me that people might want to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know that they want to know. You got to understand how important it is. Like I said, NPR is out here. They're not hitting Shellz up.
Right.
They're not hitting me up to come to NPR. Like they got Coffee, all these big artists coming to Boston, and when they come to Boston, we don't even know.
Exactly.
There's no like event like, oh, Coffee's here, come meet Coffee. Like she just won a Grammy.
Yeah.
She's like 19.
Yeah.
You know, and from Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like we gotta be so, like, we have to be hustlers. We have to not be desperate, but we have to show that we're hungry.
Exactly.
Like, you know, I would love to organize a group of people to show up at NPR and be like, NPR doesn't support Boston artists. Can you imagine how much press we would get?
That would get a...
You get what I'm saying? But
yeah.
nobody's... I don't want nobody to see me holding up those signs and pictures. You know, like, come on. We only live once. Exactly. I don't care. Yeah. Like, I feel like when becoming an artist has made me so much more fearless. Because I was very afraid when I started. I made a whole separate Instagram because I didn't want my people to know that I was doing music because I was afraid to be judged.
Wow.
Yeah, like, you know, I grew up in church. I have my friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit older and I'm starting later. So I felt like, oh, I want to be judged. People are going to laugh at me once they find out I'm making music.
Yeah.
Opposite. The opposite. Like, why didn't you do this sooner? Oh, I love this song. Oh, this song's my favorite song. Oh, I love that video. Like, you will be surprised how many people support you. And I know what you mean about like being outside and seeing people that you know on Instagram. It is awkward. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what's even more awkward? Seeing them and then not seeing them again and then talking to them on Instagram.
No, I don't do that. Like,
hate that.
Yeah, no. Like if I don't see someone, I'll be like if I see someone and then like I don't say anything, like I can't do that because it's just like, all right, like you had the ability to talk to them.
Yeah,
and you just didn't.
exactly.
Like, I'd rather not say, like, I'd rather see them and not say anything at all. Yeah, like I'm working on, like, so if I do like when I go tonight, like, you know, I see somebody, I'll like not hesitate to.
And
do
you have
hey,
business cards or anything?
I don't have business cards. Okay. No. I want to have them, but at the same time, I don't know, like
because that helps too.
Yeah. Because
you don't have to necessarily have a conversation. You just be like, yo, here's my card. Hit me up if you ever want to be on a podcast. Especially for, like, you know, Dutch Rebel's going to be there tonight. She's one of the #1 pioneers.
Exactly.
Of this female hip hop stuff out in Boston. Like in 2008, let me tell you this story about Dutch. I emailed her. I was living in New York. You know, I was in college. I was applying. I was trying to move to New York for college, and I emailed her and I was like, "Yo, I want to get involved in this music stuff, but I don't know how." I had no idea like how to even record at a recording studio. I sent her an email and it bounced or something. Like, it never sent it, and I was just like, "Oh, let me not send it." Yeah, whatever. I never sent it, but I had met her through my brother and other people who knew her. Yeah. Here we are 10 years later, and I have a song with her.
That's super dope. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She's remix. One of my dream. Not the remix. We have another song. It's coming out later this year.
Word.
I didn't talk about that. It's on the hush. On the low. And I'm the first female music artist she's ever worked with.
Wow.
Like feature.
Yeah.
Like me and her on one song. Like we did it like Drake Future style.
Okay. Word. Yeah. No, I love that. I'm excited to hear that.
That to me is like a goal, like accomplished.